bought that laser engraving machine.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for that thing to come in so I can start playing with it.
Nice.
I'm going to be burning dicks onto all kinds of surfaces.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to 4-Player Co-op. I am not Gladys. I am Cryptic Panther. And joining me is doing work.
What's up, fuckers?
No one else is here. Due to an illness, Gladys will not be joining us, and due to unforeseen technical difficulties, Uberyoutuber will not be able to make it.
Quote, technical difficulties.
Yeah, we'll call it technical difficulties. Throw some air quotes up around there.
Right.
So for the fourth time in a row, our name is a lie. It's a 2-player co-op special. We're hoping to get the full crew back together to talk about E3 and EA Play in our next 4-player co-op. Today, we're going to cover some Battlefront 2 news and yet another game delay. So doing work, kick it off.
Oh, you don't get to say "take it away." Don't use Baker's quotes.
Well, I can't go full Baker.
That's right.
I'm not that hairy.
Full Baker.
You never go full Baker.
Oh man. So we're talking about Battlefront 2 here. They've announced that the first gameplay live stream is coming on June 10th. For those of you that have followed our podcast and Battlefield series in general, you'll remember that they did something very similar ahead of the Battlefield 1 launch, where Stone Mountain 64 and Neebs Gaming each got a team of something like 20 or 30 people or something like that. This one's going to be 20, but they basically just played Battlefield 1 against each other, and it looks like they're doing pretty much the same thing here. They're going to give them a map, and it looks like one Assault on Thieves.
Yeah,
and they're just gonna let them rock and roll.
Yeah, and that's I think is kicking off their EA Play event.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, June 10th is the start of EA Play. So
12:30 p.m. Pacific time. So I guess they don't expect anyone to watch. Apparently. Eastern time. That's gonna be. Oh no, that's noon, right?
Yeah, that's noon. Yeah,
so it'll be 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3:30.
It's on a Saturday. So yeah, there'll be lots of people's tuning in.
I'm pretty excited. I kind of want to see how it works. I want to see what they do. It says they at the center of swirling melee lightsabers of Darth Maul and Rey, so they're pretty much confirming that New Age Star Wars are going to be included here with Rey and the whole stuff, or even
prequel,
the original or the first three or whatever with Maul.
Yep. So like, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, I mean, yeah, this first look at the place and the gameplay is going to be awesome, but I imagine we're going to see a little bit more campaign related stuff at E3 as well, or EA Play. I gotta keep calling it E3, but at EA Play because it's their own little world before E3. But that's one thing with Battlefront I'm looking forward to, and I thought was, and along with others, other than the missing maps and other content for multiplayer, was no single player campaign. That kind of lessened the value of the purchase. So
because the first two, the PS2 Battlefront games, they had spectacular campaigns, as I remember them. Especially Battlefront 2 was all kinds of fun. I played the piss out of that thing.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to this event. I mean, the Battlefield 1 was pretty entertaining and fun to watch. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's going to be coming out. I mean, it's going to sound good and look good. I mean, Jesus, Battlefront, was their biggest thing. It looked good and sounded good.
Absolutely.
So we know that's going to be there, but I'm interested in seeing some actual gameplay, and then, like I said, I'll be looking to see a little bit more. I don't want a lot of campaign info. I don't want any major spoilers, but I'd like to see a little bit more info laid out. Like I said, it won't be I don't think it'll be a day one buy for me. I don't think.
No.
Not unless they list the amount of content that's coming, and it's like pretty much what you expect from if it comes out similar to like Battlefield 4 was, where it came out with all the full campaign and all the maps and shit that were available. If they come out with that much material, then I might be leaned into picking it up day one. But until I see some concrete info about what's coming, I can't see me picking it up.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat here. It's definitely not a pre-order, and I'm not on the day one train right now.
The only way they're gonna get me, like I said, is if at EA Play they say, hey, this is what we're giving you right off out of the gate, and it's a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come out with something pretty
exactly.
spectacular.
So
I'm interested to see. Hopefully, they get into some of the pause and the config menus and stuff where you're picking your weapons and whatnot, because you could, much like Battlefield 1, you could see when you were choosing weapons and setting up your class and stuff that it was very lackluster for the previous iteration of this game. So, hopefully we'll get to see some of that stuff, and maybe there'll be a little bit more robust content there.
I think they've learned their lesson. I think they've got a lot of kickback. They got a lot of kickback on Battlefront and even Battlefield 1 came with a lot more maps, but still, to this day, a lot of people are still saying it's lacking content. So, and like I said, I think they've learned that they need quality and quantity, not just one or the other.
One can only hope.
Exactly. All right. So more game delays. So last time we've talked about, I guess not last time, the time before 2 podcasts ago, we talked about the delay of Red Dead 2 going from the fall to February. Yeah. This delay isn't as big as in a time frame wise. It's going from the end of August, because I do believe it was near the end of August, for Middle Earth Shadow of War is now going to launch on October 10th. So it's still launching this year. It's just launching a couple months later than previously projected. I think it was the 25th of August. I'd have to look it up, but I do believe it was the 25th of August.
That sounds right. Who's the publisher on this game?
It is Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers, I do believe, is the publisher.
Oh, Monolith. Okay, Monolith.
Yeah, Monolith and...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope they're expecting big things, because they've basically pushed it to the third quarter at this point.
It might have been August 22nd, because that is a Tuesday. It was the 22nd or 25th. Most games are on the Tuesday, but there is the other one that's on the Friday. But yeah, the 22nd. So they all really was put out with this small little release from the community manager at Monolith that says Middle Earth Shadow War expands gameplay in every dimension, including the massive open world, the story, the RPG systems, and personal player stories of the Nemesis system. As with Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, Monolith is committed to delivering the highest quality experience. In order to do this, we have made a difficult decision to move our launch date to ensure Middle Earth Shadow of War will deliver on all promises. So it says, we understand that it might be disappointing to have to wait a little longer for the release, and we're sorry for the delay, but working hard to make an amazing game, and we're excited to show more at E3. So, typical, kind of boilerplate type of release, hey, sorry, we promised it, but we can't deliver. Like I said many times, I'd rather them do this than release a fucking broken game.
Absolutely.
Because that was like, 2 years ago, that was the norm. Everything that was released was fucking broken. So, excuse me, I said, for these gaming companies to owe up and realize, hey, like, we promised this game, but we realize that if we release it, it's going to be, it's going to be a broken piece of shit. We're not going to deliver a polished turd. Let's deliver a polished game. And I appreciate that as a gamer. Like I said, it's too many times we get a game released and it's another train wreck, or gotta wait for patch after patch.
And so here's is there plans to release this new Call of Duty game in November? Has that information come out yet?
I do believe it's November.
Because, I mean, historically, right? November. So now you've got this game, which would have been released about a month ahead of Destiny 2, which is now going to come out after Destiny 2 and ahead of the latest iteration of Call of Duty, presumably. Think there's any sort of strategy involved with moving this date, or do you think it's all for the game development itself?
Hey, I don't know. Delaying a game is would be strategy, though. Really?
Don't think so?
I don't know.
Well, because do you think that this game could pull more people off of Destiny versus Destiny pull people off of this game? Right, like, which one's the bigger hitter?
Well, yeah, I'd say Destiny's probably going to be. We haven't got a release date for Destiny 2, have we?
That's September.
It's September?
I think so. Yeah, I'll have to try and verify that.
I'm just trying to pull up the Call of Duty. Call of Duty campaign revealed action as well as for multiplayer pre-order ahead of its November 3. November 3rd is
November 3rd.
COD World War II.
Yeah,
That's
September
that
8th
one.
is the current scheduled date for Destiny 2.
Yeah, but I mean, like if they released it in the second last week of August, and you said what's the date for Destiny 2?
September 8th. So
September
basically,
8th. It's a Friday.
month later.
Weird.
3 weeks later, give or take.
Yeah, so I don't know if you would you really. And then they're saying this date is October. Crap, where's the article? It's October 10th.
Yeah,
so
so
they're
that's
gonna
going to be about a month after.
Yeah, which is a 1 month past.
I mean, I could just see,
Them sitting in the boardroom going, "Hey, if we release in August, are people going to
3
say?"
weeks later, one of the biggest games of the year, presumably, is coming out.
Bigger, yeah, because it's a big, like me, Destiny. Even though, like I said, I lost the love got lost between me and Destiny, but as a game, though, when it came out, I mean, there was a lot of people playing it, and I know there's still a lot of people still playing it. It's still a pretty big popular game. So,
absolutely.
And I know the hype's there for the second one because I said even I'm kind of interested in what the Destiny 2 is bringing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we always say the same thing about leaks. Are leaks actual leaks, or they just strategically leaked information to drum up hype or interest? So yeah, I mean,
yeah. And I'm not saying that that's what mom.
No, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting.
It's definitely an interesting point to consider.
Just for the fact that
this will give people a month to determine or to get tired of Destiny. I mean, a month is about as much time as you need to burn through your non-PvP stuff and get to basically in-game content.
Yeah, but for a lot of people depending on their playtime. But yeah, you're looking a month and a half. People are usually chewing through like the main story part of it. So yeah, so instead of going back and replaying stuff and doing some grinding and some PvP,
now they've got to offer up an alternative.
Even still, wouldn't you prefer though? Like I said, if we're looking at this as a strategy instead of a required delay, wouldn't you rather have your game out first for people to buy it first? Like it's kind of a back and forth. Well, if they buy the game, and like the Shadow War, it's not like a PvP where if I don't buy it day one, everybody's going to be ranked up way ahead of me, and I'm going to be behind the 8 ball, trying to get in playing against high ranked up people. Like that's your Call of Duty, and that's even like your Destiny for anyone that's heavy in the PvP. So I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if it was a multiplayer game, I could see it being a bit of a strategy, figuring hopefully people are going to be burnt out and want to play my game instead. But in that aspect, if it was PvP, I'd want mine at first.
Right.
It's hard to say with it being basically a single player story driven game.
Yeah, that was just a thought.
Interesting. Definitely. I mean, hey, it's worth discussing because, like I said, I can't imagine no one in the gaming world have thought of it before.
Yeah, right.
But we had ever noticed no one's ever come out and said, "Oh, we promised it in August, but we're going to release it in July instead." Has anyone ever done that?
Yeah, right. Maybe I've just been watching too much House of Cards.
Has anyone come and said, "Oh yeah, we're going to release it a month early"? Like that never happens. That never happens. But probably for a good reason, though.
I'm sure it is.
All right, so now we get to talk about everybody's favorite subject of
is this the shit on the Switch section?
This is we should get a little title,
like a little sound effect intro for shit on the Switch.
Yeah, time to shit on the Switch. Go ahead and go over this setup to get your voice chat working with your friends on your Switch. Oh my gosh!
So, and is this? I guess this graphic this is not like an actual headset, is it? Well, I don't know. It kind of looks like an actual headset.
Well, it's a headset and an adapter.
Yeah, it's this funky thing. Well, I'm trying to figure out if it's like it doesn't say Nintendo anywhere on it, so I guess it's not licensed. I think it's just like a rendering or something here.
Yeah, I don't know how official this information is.
Yeah,
because some of it's translated. Because I'm gonna as always, this is gonna be linked in the description. Because there's this image, and I mean this image it's worth everything.
Yeah, it's like the best worst like murder suicide note that you've ever seen with imagery. It's pretty crazy. So, and I think we talked about this a few or several podcasts ago about how we were apprehensive about how Nintendo was going to do game chat since they had their phone app, and were you going to be able to chat with your homies on your Switch, or did you have to use your phone? Well, it turns out that Nintendo is not done plunging in and out of our anuses just yet. Apparently, you have to plug your headset, whatever it is, into some sort of adapter, and then that adapter has to go to both your phone and your Switch if you wish to have voice chat with your friends and game audio in the same headset.
Yes.
Which is just fucking stupid. And there's really no other way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, we when we first talked about the Switch back in the day, when we were still on the Battlefield, we talked to Switch. We talked to Switch a few times, but that was one of the things we were talking about. It's like, well, it says you have to use your phone to do like your friends, and it's like, well, why didn't they integrate that into the Switch? And then we realized that the Switch wasn't powerful enough probably to run games and then run a back end for anything like chat like friend list app related, is my guess.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes any sense of why it's not integrated into the device. So I know the user base is, for Nintendo products is nostalgia. I mean, people like, I don't know, like the older the other group, but I mean, Nintendo, I grew up on Nintendo. I mean, that was the kind of the first, other than an Atari. I mean, I'm aging myself here.
Right.
But I mean, Nintendo was I'm an old fuck. The Nintendo was a big thing, man. Everyone got a Nintendo. Everyone had to get a Nintendo, right? And I mean, I had fond memories of game with my friends, going over, sitting around the living room, like playing like Nintendo for hours on end instead of being outside. But that was the thing. Like, whenever Nintendo's nostalgia, and when they announced the Switch, I was kind of interested. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the Wii, I bought into the whole Wii thing. Wii U, I stayed fucking clear of, because the Wii just soured me on Nintendo that way. I mean, my wife has a 3DS, and she hasn't played a lot of it lately, but she used to play quite a bit. So when the Switch came out, the nostalgia in me was like, oh man, like, this is going to be a full-on console, right? This is going to be an upgraded, 1080p console. And then I'm like, oh, I seen it. It's like, it's
never mind. It's like
a 3D
it's like a
XXX
Down syndrome iPod.
It's like, okay. So I was optimistic until I started reading some more info, and I'm like, so like I said, the market is nostalgia, and also for the younger players. So you get the mix of people, kind of like, oh, Nintendo, I'm a Nintendo fan, whatever, I want a new Nintendo product. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the console sold crazy good. I mean, like, bravo for duping those people that bought a Switch.
Oh, shit.
But and then also kids too. I mean, it's kind of geared towards younger gamers as well.
Right.
Because a lot of the Nintendo games aren't hardcore. It's not blood, guts, chainsaws, cutting people in half. So, I mean, a lot of their games do tend to lean a little bit towards some of the younger crowd. So, in order to chat with any of your friends, you have to have a fucking cell phone. Yes, I know every kid by the age of 8 already has an iPhone 7, it seems like, but still, some parents don't buy their kids cell phones. Some parents restrict their use of their cell phones, etc., etc. So, for them to have any friends to chat online and chat gaming, they have to make sure your Switch is charged up if you're portable. Then you got to make sure your phone is charged up. You got to make sure you got this adapter. Make sure you got your cords. Make sure you got your headset. Jesus Christ, it'd be easier to fucking give a lobotomy to a fucking dinosaur.
Crazy. This is an actual headset too. I'm reading through the comments on this thing, and it's going to be released with the new Splatoon game.
Yeah, because that's like their online shooter game. Because that's the image that they use here. Yeah. So this is like a Nintendo product. Some of this articles got some Japanese rating on it. Some of it's translated.
Can you imagine sitting somewhere and you have your Switch in your lap with a cord plugged into it, running to a device, and that device has another cord going into your pocket where your fucking phone is? Like, what do you do if you get like a phone call or? Oh my gosh, this is just such a mess.
So I mean, portable wise, it's not to me. It's a fucking joke to be portable.
Yeah.
So even still, how long are the cords, right? How long are the cords on this thing? Like they show an image, but the cords don't look that long. The controller cables are half a meter long.
Yeah, that's what it says. So that's what a foot and a half, basically.
How the fuck are you gonna plug that into? How are you gonna play that on your TV? The foot and a half long. So you plug it into your dock, and you got to sit right in front of your fucking TV with your cell phone
It'll be
sitting
just
there.
like an NES Classic controller.
Oh my god, what a!
At least
So
they were
what they'll
3
do
feet
is
long.
they'll sell extended cords for $9.95 a cord.
Of
You know,
course.
yeah. Oh my god. I mean, I know listening to this is going to be difficult, but hope if you're listening to this and you're on YouTube, pull up the article and just look at the fucking abomination. I mean, I like how it says the comment. It says, "Remember all the talk by Reggie of avoiding clunky gamer headsets on the Switch? Well, this is just ridiculous."
Yeah.
And that is fucking right. I mean, there's there's a link here, and it's unfortunately it's in Japanese. The Twitter
Well,
post
the imagery is enough to let you know what kind of
but
fucking
there's even
you're
a
in
Twitter
for.
post. It's in Japanese, and they're I'm not even gonna read the replies because we gotta continue with this podcast. And all I'm gonna do is laugh. This is a sad joke, Nintendo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there is a comment a little bit down the page here that says, "To be fair, this is how," and I'm probably going to butcher this company name, but Hori, Hori, expects it to be done. We haven't seen Nintendo's official actual solution to this yet. So, it's hard to fully pass judgment, but it's not looking good.
No, from what I'm seeing, it
It's
doesn't look
not
good.
looking good.
Like I
I
said,
think
this
in best case, they're going to sell some sort of headset that maybe is dual band Bluetooth that you can connect to two Bluetooth devices. But is the Switch even Bluetooth? I'm not even sure that it is. Because that could be a potential work.
It says here, Hori just announced a headset and adapter for the Switch to allow both in-game sound and voice. It doesn't say if it's. It says that they announced the headset and an adapter, so they're saying they announced this.
Well, they're saying that whatever that company is, Hori, they have announced it.
Yeah.
But this isn't coming from Nintendo specifically.
Yeah, one of the comments that sums it up. What the fuck?
Yep, basically.
Yeah, do yourself a favor if you're listening to this on YouTube. I know if you're on SoundCloud, the links usually aren't in the SoundCloud, and maybe I should put them in there as well. But if you're on SoundCloud, jump over to the YouTube channel and pull this thing up and just take a look at this abomination because it is fucking hysterical. Oh man,
it is madness, is what it is. Absolute madness.
Wow. So we're gonna move on to some E3 rumors. Well, one anyway. I say rumors. I should say rumor. So a lot of talk that From Software, and this is such a weird company name, From Software. It's so hard to talk about them in an article because you sound like you're speaking in gibberish. But they done Bloodborne. Everyone knows what Bloodborne is. If you don't,
it's hard as fuck.
Google it. I never played it. I watched some gameplay, and the game was pretty badass. It was well received. A lot of people loved it.
Savage. Chris has it.
Yeah. So
very hard.
Yeah, it's like Souls level type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Bloodborne was a big hit. People lost their shit when it was announced, and like I said, I watched some gameplay videos. The game was pretty hardcore, pretty brutal. But there was a lot of talk that Bloodborne 2 was going to show up at E3. Figured there was going to be a release date or launch or rumors or something along the lines of Bloodborne 2. Because there was rumor on an article, and I didn't talk about it last podcast because it was just a little snippet like potentially Bloodborne 2 at E3. And that was all was in the article. There was no other mention of the company even acknowledging this or denying it, so I just left it alone. But there was an article, and it's in German. But the translation, and someone was nice enough to post this on Reddit and put a little translation of the information. So the game is called Phantom Whale. Not whale as in the ocean whale, but whale as in scream. It's not a phantom fish. Which would actually be a pretty badass game. You gotta hunt the phantom whale. So in the translation from the German article, it says it's an ancient Aztec tribal aesthetic. And it says it's unknown if it's actual Aztec or not, but that's supposedly the style of the game. Emphasis is on a kung fu style combat. There will be traditional weapons. And it says however weapons-based movesets are gone. So I'm not sure, because I never played Bloodborne, so I know certain weapons give you different movesets. I'm not sure exactly how that translates into gameplay from Bloodborne. I can't comment on that part. But it's in the set of players will customize their own fighting styles and weapon movements from any weapon. Move sets, sorry, from any weapon. So in other words, if you have one weapon, maybe you could do a certain move with only a certain weapon. But from this, it sounds like it's a more customizable kung fu, hand-to-hand, close-quarter combat fighting styles. Appears to be Souls-like, which they're known for from their Bloodborne game. And it's a collaboration between Sony Japan and From Software, i.e. it's going to be a PS4 exclusive. So it's, yeah, I mean, like I said, the article is in German. I don't know if anyone that listens to this wants to look at the article, but I'm going to, as per always, linked in the description. But yeah, so there's some comments on the Reddit post where the people are, seemed like kind of, hey, awesome, a new IP, right? People are always wanting new IPs. But then there's a few comments as well, they're kind of looking more forward to seeing Bloodborne 2. So, like I said, it's still just rumor because there's been no as of right now, I haven't seen any confirm or deny from Software. See, you can't see the damn company name. God damn it!
Software.
Yeah, from Software. I'm not stuttering, by the way. They need to name their company something different to make it easier to talk about them. So yeah, like I said, E3 is coming up next weekend. Well, we're recording this on Sunday, so really, yeah, next weekend it runs. And we're going to talk about the dates for that at the end of the podcast as well. So stick around for some information on E3 times. But yeah, so that's a rumor coming up for E3, which will be confirmed or denied within the next week or so. So
yeah, game looks cool.
Yeah, like I said, I never played the Bloodborne game, but I watched a lot of gameplay. It was fun to watch. So I'm definitely gonna see what this Phantom Whale is gonna be all about. I'm definitely interested in seeing a new IP.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're gonna talk about an end of an era or a potential end of an era. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so it looks like this came off of Sony's Japanese PlayStation website, the official Japanese PlayStation website. PlayStation 3 production has officially ended in Japan. This article is very short. It's like 2 sentences, and I pretty much wrote them for you there. Page for the 500 gigabyte standard model. Only remaining PlayStation 3 model in production in Japan lists shipments as ended. So they're not saying that they're done producing PS3s from like a company standpoint, but they're definitely not manufacturing them anymore in Japan.
Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely kind of a vague statement. And we're all done making the PlayStation 3 in Japan. Well, what about anywhere else? Is that the only place they were being manufactured?
That's a good question. I don't know. I remember that was one of the big deals with them at launch, is that the price was high, due in part to production in Japan versus like Korea or one of the other company, Thailand or anything like that, China even. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to shift it to a less or a more cost-effective area to be producing them, or maybe they're going to start scaling them down. I mean, PS4's been out for what, 3-4 years now? 3 years?
2013. So yeah. Well, it says here the PS3 first launched in 2006, and they said 10 years. So now we're almost 7. We're almost.
This is 11.
Yeah, 11 years. So almost a full 11 years, because I mean we're not in November yet. So
yeah. So
10.5 years they've been making this console. So
yeah, not an unexpected move.
Yeah, no, I mean really, not someone who switched to PS4 day one and never look back.
Yeah.
Not I kind of forgot about PS3 sometimes.
Definitely an RIP moment for sure, though.
Yeah, I mean like that's an end of the one of the consoles of the last generation, like the the sale king. Like I mean they end up selling more than Xbox 360, right?
Oh yeah, by like a substantial margin.
Yeah, the 360 had the stranglehold for a long time, but once people learned how to work on that cell processor, man,
took
PS3,
off.
yeah. So yeah, there's some comments here. Like one person said down in the comments, like it says in Japan, but still active elsewhere. People are saying, RIP PS3, and like it's just kind of a really odd article just to go, hey, well, in Japan we're not making these anymore. Well, did you ever make them anywhere else but Japan? So it like I said, I mean, and even like one of the subhead titles is that's a wrap. You know, in other words, they're not making PS3s anymore at all. So in other words, if you own one or thinking even buying one to play, you know, someone's back catalog or your own back catalog of PS3 games, eventually they're going to be non-existent. From what I understand, like, you know, from what I'm thinking, like this sounds like it's actually, you know, kind of the actual end of PS3 production. I mean, do they still make 360s?
You know, I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about that. Of course,
Well,
I haven't been looking either, but
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like I said, it's just kind of odd that this article comes out. It was so I shouldn't say so much, so little fanfare. If this is the actual end of production, you figured it'd be something a little more, I don't know, like a little bit more of a, like, you know, like a send off for the console.
Yeah. And you know, E3 is right around the corner, so who's to say that you know there won't be some sort of like end of an era announcement kind of thing. You never know, Stranger Things, right?
Well, definitely think it needs to be done if this is the true end of the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, there should definitely be some pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, there definitely should be. Yeah, they need to have a moment of silence or something, or something
fly,
on those
fly the flags at the White House at half mast for a week.
Yeah, something like that for sure.
Man down, damn it.
Yeah, PS3. In Japan, anyways, we can't confirm worldwide. We can only confirm Japan right now.
That's right.
So from the end of one era to the end of DRM and another kind of this
hardware taking mass casualties today.
This year, yeah. Well, we got another article coming up on that. But so this next one we're going to talk about is the game Rime that just came out last week. So anyone familiar with the game Rime? It was announced at E3 like 2 years ago as a PS4 exclusive. I don't know how the dealings ever happened, but what happened with the gaming company is they couldn't deliver on the game on time or what happened, but anyways, they ended up buying the rights to the game back from Sony. I've never heard of that before. They bought the rights to the game back from Sony and decided to release it multi-platform. So it says the Keelerworks Rime has been cracked in just 5 days, and the slowdown/stuttering issues were due to Denvu. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it's the DRM software built into the game. So it said a few days ago, Keelerworks stated that it would remove the anti-tamper tech once the title has been cracked. Obviously, Tequila Works wanted to protect the title from pirates, but only after 5 days, Rime has been cracked. For what it's worth, it's the fastest game powered by Denuvo. I don't know how to pronounce that the anti-tamper tech.
I don't know either. I think you're pretty much close.
Denuvo.
Yeah.
The anti-tamper tech, which has been cracked, alongside Resident Evil 7. Both of those were cracked in just 5 days, whereas Mass Effect, Andromeda, and Prey were cracked in 10. Guess that's what you get when you challenge crackers. Hey, that sounds racist. That sounds racist.
That's right.
Damn it, Tequila Works and
people.
DSOG Gaming. You just made me sound racist. That's what happens when you challenge crackers. Oh, Jesus. So that's what happens when you challenge hackers.
That's right.
Yeah, we're not racist here at 4-Player Co-op. We hate everybody.
That's right. I hate all of you equally.
So that's interesting news. Is that their anti-tamper tech? They said they'd remove it after it was cracked. I don't think I've ever really heard of a company that would say that. Oh, if you can crack our game, we'll take the anti-tamper software off it.
We'll basically give it away if you can figure out how to get it for free. We'll just give it to you for free.
Yeah, if you can break it, we'll just give it to you for free, type of deal. That's definitely a bold thing, but apparently, the anti-tamper tech was causing some slowdown and stuttering within the game. So
yes.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of benefits them in the long run that they remove it anyways, even for people who paid for the game on PS4, which I own the game on PS4. I don't have to worry about that because there's no DRM
right, yeah, there's no
type of deal because it's a PS4 game. So, but anyone who did pay for it on PC definitely would benefit from them removing that anti-tamper software. But I think that's the first I've ever heard of a company, saying, "Hey, if you can crack this game, we'll remove our DRM" type of deal. That's
Yeah.
that's interesting. This is the age we live in, folks.
Yeah, right. Kinder, gentler software developers.
Yeah, it's in some aspects. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm going to link the article because it's not a lot more really to read on the facts that other than I think we've already stated here. But I'll link the article in the description if you want to read over it. And if you want to see some gameplay, I'm going to plug my channel. If you want to see some gameplay, I got a couple episodes of it up on my channel. So there you go. I'm going to plug my channel for a change.
Shameless promotion.
So you covered the end of the PS3. Let's you cover the.
I'm like the bearer of bad news today.
Yeah, exactly. So you go ahead with the next article we got here.
So anyone of you that has been playing video games for more than probably 6 hours, probably familiar with the term Mad Cats. Back in the 90s and the 2000s, they were the source. If you needed an extra controller for your N64, you got a Mad Catz, or for your Super Nintendo, you got a Mad Catz, man. And I know they've moved into the PC market a little bit with some keyboards and some mice offerings, but apparently they've been in trouble for a while. And they have officially filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Mad Catz is no more. They're, yeah. They and it's funny because I remember not that long ago, and it mentions this in the article, that they got the deal to be the official controller for the new Rock Band game and be like their global, like that was it. If you want a Rock Band 4 controller, it was going to be a Mad Catz, but hell, says last week.
I guess enough people didn't buy Rock Band.
Yeah, I guess so.
You get them back in
week they were delisted from the stock exchange for an abnormally low trading price. And it says today, when is this? Oh, March 31st. Wow, this is an old article. March 31st, 2017.
It's only the 4th of June, so it's not that old.
Yeah. But yeah, as of March 31st, they had filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and it's important to distinguish the difference between Chapter 11 and Chapter 7. Many of you have heard both of those terms. In Chapter 11, it allows a company to reorganize under the supervision of the courts. So it's something that you can bounce back from. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is literally the end. You liquidate and you pay off as much of your debt as you can, and that is it. Mad Catz is actually going away.
Yep. Yeah, so anyone that's been in gaming for a hot minute or more definitely knows what Mad Catz is.
Yeah,
especially if you were the little brother or the friend coming over to someone's house, you're already giving the player 2 controller was always a Mad Catz.
Oh yeah.
They were also the company that done a lot of the controllers with the extra buttons, the turbo control, the turbo buttons and stuff.
Yeah, they pioneered some of the. All those things like programmable buttons. They had a weird term for it. I remember I had one for Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and you had a turbo controller, so instead of pressing the button repeatedly to do something, you could just hold it down with a little cheat button. Yeah, it's not like it wasn't always player 2 that used it either. If you were on player 1 and you needed the turbo button for button mashing, it definitely came to an advantage. But yeah, Mad Catz gone. Like Chapter 7 is the nail in the coffin. Yeah. Very
interesting. I'm looking at Mad Catz's website now, and it mentions nothing about bankruptcy.
They still want to try to liquidate their damn assets.
It's nothing. Well, I'm looking at it. Oh, does Mad Catz, do they own Triton?
Triton?
I guess so. Triton headsets, because it's listed under products. Yeah, and I see I didn't know that. Triton headsets, they were a powerhouse for a long time. Right up there with
maybe they just are a third party seller or something.
Distributor maybe I don't know, like if you go to their website, their website links you to
it probably links to their
Triton. Okay, well,
Triton system. I was
gonna say
that's Triton headset. That's a pretty big bank there too. Yeah, Mad Catz. Yeah, it was kind of odd to see this post when I read that online. I'm like, damn. It's like you wouldn't think a controller company like that been around for fucking ever would be just out of the blue. I don't know, I guess we don't follow my financial side of gaming to ever hear of any problems.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just out of the blue. Oh, we're fucking done. We just dug a hole in the backyard and we're burying the brand. It's like Jesus. So it's kind of strange. Like I said, yeah, that that deal with Harmonix must not have panned out very well.
Must not have panned out as well as they thought.
Oh, I know there's been other companies that have come along in the last few years that do like, the charging docks and stuff for the newer this generation of consoles. We keep saying newer consoles, but current gen. Like, I mean, I know even my PS3, well, the charging dock for it wasn't Mad Catz, but it was one of the other knockoff companies. I know, like, quite a few of the electronic stores sell like the knockoff branded controllers still, and a lot of the charging docks and stuff like that. So, like I said, yeah, I don't know if Mad Catz just kind of got overrun by someone else. It's kind of odd that, I don't know, they fell
Look
apart.
at this. So I'm digging around their website, and there's a section about financial data and stuff like that. Because, of course, it's a publicly traded company, so all this stuff is
Right.
public information. So key highlights of the fiscal 2017 third quarter and subsequent area. And there's just this top bullet point that I'm going to read part of here. Fiscal 2017 third quarter net sales decreased 71%. 19.1 million, driven primarily by a decrease in sales of Rock Band 4. So yeah, you might have hit the nail on the head, man. People didn't buy Rock Band, and it dropped them. But I mean, 71% in 3 months. That's bonkers.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah, that's bonkers. I mean, just looking at, there's a whole table here. 3 months ending December 31st. In 2015, their net sales were $65,000. In 2016, that same 3-month period, their sales were $19,000.
Ouch. That is bad.
Yeah,
how do you produce anything on that kind of money?
Yeah, I mean
they've been hurting for
crazy.
A while. Like, those sales numbers are minuscule, man. Like, and they're like a worldwide company. Not like they sell in one country or even one.
Yeah, absolutely.
One or two states.
You can get
like
that stuff in Walmart, for God's sakes.
Yeah, like in U.S. and North America.
Ever.
Yeah, in North America. How many fucking gaming stores and Walmarts and mom and pop shops are there in North America? Jesus Christ. And they only sell that the Holy. They've been in dire straits for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, less than $100,000 in 3 months. That's.
Oh, but I know myself. My charging dock for my PS4 is PlayStation. My controllers I buy are PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I don't buy Mad Catz. I haven't bought a Mad Catz thing since Jesus, I don't know when. Yeah, that's it's.
Yeah, I think the last thing I got was like a PS3 cooling stand or something funky like that. But if I need a solid controller or something, like, I'm going first party anymore because I don't trust them. I don't trust the other stuff.
Plus, they don't always feel the same. They don't,
Oh yeah, they remind me, and I don't know how many of our listeners, both of them ride motorcycles, but they remind me of the difference between a Victory motorcycle and like a Harley Davidson. They both look really nice, but if you get on one and you start feeling buttons and switches and pieces, Victory's always felt. Tinsy was the best word I could ever come up with. They just feel cheap, like I'm gonna break them.
Yeah,
whereas the other stuff feels solid.
Yeah, like that's definitely the big thing, and too, like, and also with it not being a first party controller, it's not always identical in size, and like the buttons aren't, like you said, they don't feel quite right. Yep. Like, even the controller, holding the controllers, a lot of times they just felt a little misshapen. If you were, if you just went over to someone and said, let's pick the controller and play, you probably wouldn't notice it. But if you were, running a PS4 controller, every day as a gamer, and then someone handed you this, you'd be like, this isn't a fucking PS4 controller.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get this poison out of my hands.
So, like, yeah. Watch your local stores sales. Keep up on the website. There could be some deals to be had. Just
if you're
aware that the support may not be there on the back end.
Exactly, but I mean, any mice keyboard type of stuff. I mean, that shit lasts a long time, and
and they do make some pretty wicked mice. And I didn't see them make keyboards. I didn't really look.
They make keyboards. I know they make mice. Anyways, I know they're listed in that. I think I was looking at there, but their products. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never seen I can't talk for any quality of their mouse keyboards and stuff. But like I said, back in the day, their controllers and stuff were always, they didn't fall apart in your hand. They weren't shit, but I mean, like, they weren't first party either. You can always tell, but you know. So I mean, definitely, yeah. If you're looking to pick up, you know, a charge and dock or anything else they may sell, keep an eye out because shit's gonna be liquidated.
Christ
I mean,
almighty. They make a keyboard that comes with an LED touchscreen for programming.
sweet.
Yeah.
So anyone that games on PC, that come in handy.
I don't know.
I know they're always looking for.
I think it's a bit much. I think it's a bit much.
I don't know. Depends on who you are, I guess. Some people like the fancy shit with lots of lights. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna end the podcast with kind of two stories kind of rolled into one. As we've talked about before, most of us here at 4-Player Co-op haven't played Battlefield in a while. I know, Dork, you haven't played it a lot longer than the rest of us.
Nope.
I know Uber I know picked it up shortly before he even joined us and then haven't had a lot of playtime with it. Baker and myself both have stepped away with other games, taking up my time. I know Baker did go back into it. It was about a week or more ago. I know he was back in playing and he was bragging about his KD. But you know, that's typical Baker. But there was a Battlefield 1 update.
Would be so proud of like going 3-1. Fucking guy. He's been here, Baker. Now I'm gonna turn on.
Yeah, that 5-2 he posted in the chat.
Oh boy,
he was drooling.
I got 2 grenade kills. I'm a genius. You should have heard it.
Oh, I should have saved a screenshot. And I could have put it in the description for everyone to point and laugh. But I don't have it. But yeah, so there was the Battlefield 1 patch, a big one. More updates, more changes. I'm going to link that in the description. We're not going to go over it because, I mean, if you're a Battlefield 1 player, you've probably already read the patch notes. But for anyone that maybe hasn't been keeping up with the game or hasn't played it in a while, like some of us here, they've yet again made more changes, some fixes, some more updates to vehicles, to maps. They've done a lot of different stuff. So I'm going to link that in the description. Like I said, we're not going to cover it too much. And the only last thing I want to talk about is the big thing, is E3. So
what is E3?
Yeah, I've heard of this. So apparently, if you get on the internet, you can fucking watch this anywhere. So you says here you can watch E3 press conference live on almost every screen in your house or in your pocket. So you can watch on your desktop, your tablet, IGN's iOS app, IGN's Android app, IGN's Apple TV app. So if you get the point, if you have any IGN app of any fucking type, you can watch E3 on it. So from your computer right down to your potato, if you can get an IGN app on it, you can watch E3. So the other thing I want to talk on is the schedule. So EA Play, which precedes E3, is their own event. So it's an EA only event. It starts, and this is time Pacific, West Coast, is 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 10th. There starts roughly, I guess the pre-show starts at 11:30 and the actual event starts at noon, which is that Battlefront 2, that Battlefront 2 event we mentioned. Then actually at E3, which starts on Sunday the 11th, and this is kind of a different rundown of their schedule, is the fact that Microsoft opens the show at 2 p.m. Pacific. Then Bethesda, if I can speak English, isn't on it. So this is a long jump in between press conferences. Not till 9 p.m. Pacific.
Wow.
That is late as shit here. I'm on Atlantic time. I am 4 hours ahead of Pacific. I know you're 3 hours because you're Eastern.
Yeah.
Working along with Baker, but Uber's the only one on the West Coast. So yeah, that's fucking late. Like, Jesus, why so long in between? Like, that's what's really strange. And then we're kicking over to Monday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific. There's a PC gaming show. I am not quite sure what that's all about. And then
I don't know. I'll scope it out.
I'm definitely going to be watching everything possible on E3 as I always do. We'll be live tweeting. Also, we're not going to do any. I don't think we're not going to have anything going on that weekend because of E3. Uber's away, and the press conferences are Sunday and Monday, and we always record on the Sunday, so we're going to miss Ubisoft and we're going to miss Sony. So we're not recording next weekend. So next weekend's an off weekend for us, the weekend of E3.
Yeah,
so Yeah.
So if we can get something going like on a Wednesday evening or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we can do something, yeah, midweek would be ideal if we can. But if not,
we want to have time to digest and.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to live tweet as much as I can and stuff, and maybe I might put something up my own up on my YouTube channel, but nothing official from the podcast probably until the following weekend. But we get into Monday after the PC gaming show is Ubisoft at 1 p.m. Pacific, and then the one that we're all waiting for is Sony's at 6 p.m. Pacific on Monday.
Oof, that's gonna be a late one too.
Yeah, and I got to work Tuesday morning.
I know, you and me both.
Early, so yeah, that's going to be at least usually it's 7 o'clock Pacific a lot of the times. But
yeah,
the biggest thing I'm finding is usually it's Microsoft, then it's usually Sony, then it's like Bethesda or Ubisoft in the same day. So they're spreading like, and like the big pause between Microsoft and Bethesda is really strange for press conferences. I don't know why Bethesda wants to be on so goddamn late in the day. What about us on the East Coast, you bastard?
I think that part of this kooky scheduling this is the fact that they had to, with EA not being there, they gotta fill out that time a little bit.
Well, I prefer.
And they also don't say when Devolver is going to be involved.
Yeah, that's still
as well.
that still is to be announced. And then the last press conference listed is Nintendo on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So unfortunately, I'm going to be at work during that press conference. So I might be able to tune in and watch bits and pieces of it, but I won't be live tweeting any of it for sure. I'm at work, so
yeah.
I might be on. Oh, I might be able to live tweet some stuff. I might retweet some shit maybe because I'll probably be scrolling through a little bit of Twitter maybe and some Reddit comments maybe for some of the stuff on Nintendo, but. Yeah, it being the last one and on a Tuesday is kind of a really strange time for that. So yeah, there's also a link for UK times in the article, so I'm gonna link that in the description.
And Australian times as well.
Oh yeah, and Australia times there as well. Yes, 20 of our listeners from that side of the world be able to find the times listed there. If there is any of you, just fucking comment.
Right?
How about that?
I didn't even think to look and see if anyone posted.
No one did. I checked. Yeah, no one.
Video game series or nothing.
Yeah, no one posted anything.
Man, you guys are dicks.
Yeah.
Chat it up. Talking to both of our listeners. You guys are dicks.
Yeah, the two of you.
Baker and Uber.
Yeah. Yeah, you two didn't comment, you bastard. You're fucking lazy. Yeah. So if anyone that does feel like commenting, do it on the YouTube channel, do it on mine or the 4-player co-op one because this video gets posted on both. I do believe you can leave comments on SoundCloud if you do believe. I pop in usually midweek to check to see if anyone's watched it. I know there's a few people following us on SoundCloud. You hit us on Twitter, the 4-player co-op Twitter, and all our personal Twitters are listed in the description. So feel free to fire us a comment there if you want to. Tell us what at E3 you're waiting for. Tell us what press conference, and tell us maybe what game or game series you're hoping to see more info on. Because I tell you right off the bat, I am basically Sony's. I'm gonna say I'm a Sony fanboy at this point. I might as well just come out of the closet and say it. So anything Sony, I'm at Ubisoft too. I'm excited to see some Ubisoft stuff as well. Microsoft, I'm just gonna see what kind of train wreck Scorpio is gonna be. I guess
I'm gonna watch Bethesda.
It's all I'm banking on. I'm a little bit interested in Bethesda, but not as much as I am in Ubisoft and Sony. Yeah. But I'm definitely
Bethesda is Elder Scrolls, right?
Yeah, true. I imagine there's going to be something, but I'm looking forward to with Sony. I'm looking forward to definitely some Days Gone. A release date for Days Gone would be nice, and we're gonna
some Red Dead news would be cool.
Yeah. Red Dead news. We know we're getting some Shadow of War news. Whether I don't know which press conference they're going to be at, but I know we're getting some news there and that, and also Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah,
I'm figuring that's going to be the show opener or closer for Sony, along with and God of War. We're going to see some God of War too.
Another cryptic
short ass
conclusional fucking Death Stranded video with
Oh, fuck
You know,
yeah.
they might have like Christian Bale or somebody in at this fucking time. It's a different star every year, right?
Yeah. We had Norman Reedus, and I still think it was funny how everyone said that the fat guy was John Goodman.
Oh my
I,
gosh.
I love that. Everyone's like, "Oh, we get Norman Reedus and John Goodman."
Is
I
that Chris
fucking
Farley?
love.
How do they even know each other?
Yeah, shit. They bring Chris Farley back from the grave just to star in Death Stranding.
Maybe it'll be Chandler Biggs, and we can watch fucking nerd.
Oh shit.
Kid his stupid hair.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be. I just can't wait. I mean, E3 is definitely one of the
it's
biggest.
like the World Series for gamers, right?
Exactly. I'm excited. So yeah. So anyone that's listening wants to comment, tell us what you're looking forward to. Tell us what you want to see, and like I said,
something, you dicks.
Yeah. You would tell us to fuck off. We don't care.
I'm good with that interaction.
We got thick skin. Uber's not here. None of us are gonna cry. So it's like I said, we're available everywhere. All the links are in the description. We're on SoundCloud, we're on YouTube, and we're definitely in the Twitterverse. So feel free to hit us up. So I'm not gonna do the Baker X. I'm just gonna say see you later.
Yeah. Take it easy. Unless you live in a little town called Cut and Shoot, Texas. You can fuck off, sir or ma'am.